New Super Mario World 1, yes, 1 is in the title. Hold on to your hats, it's a wordy one. New Super Mario World 1. The 12 magic orbs was created by Pink Gold Peach and released somewhere around 2015 or 16. At the time, I played a bit of it, conquered a few worlds, but after a while I just stopped having fun. Sure, it's competently crafted with some of the nicest visuals in any of these Super Mario World hacks, but the rhythm felt off, almost as though enemies were deliberately dumped in the most annoying places to catch the player off guard. It's an ambitious ROM hack, but it didn't land with me. Fast forward half a dozen years and Pink Gold Peach reworked this entire thing into an infinitely more enjoyable game. That's right, new Super Mario World 1, the 12 magic orbs got updated, remixed, remade into new Super Mario World 1, the 12 magic orbs powered up. You know, in case you wanted more words. Firstly, the HUD or HUD has been cleared up. The original had a Mario 3 thing going on with P all over the screen. Now it's tighter, less cluttered, and that's not all. Quick pace, let's blast out these changes. Mario used to go from his powered up and biggened form to Mini-Man mustachioed sprite, similar to how it worked when hit in the 16-bit source material. Now the plumber goes from a suit to his large form, allowing another hit. Optional collectible stars in each stage have been reduced to 3 and remain tallied in each area on the overworld screen. They've also been relocated, which isn't all that surprising because every level has received a much needed redesign. Luigi is playable out of the gate. Tapping the right shoulder button swaps between he and Mario on the world map screen. There used to be an obnoxious, unnecessary flash when blocks produced power items. Gone. Sorted. Additional costumes no longer go into the reserves section at the bottom. They've been eliminated entirely, making it feel a lot more like the third NES entry than the core Super Nintendo one. In the original, less than powered up version, there were tree platforms strewn about the beach side areas. Fortunately, these have been relegated to the background, thank God. This was one of my biggest problems, as it was often tricky to parse the platforms from environmental details. What's more, they interfered with the flow, causing the character to get hung up on things while attempting to dodge enemies. Overall, the first was simply irritating at times, with baddies getting haphazardly dumped on the player in artificially challenging ways. Now, almost all of these frustrating sequences have been eliminated entirely. A few still exist, but it's nowhere near as annoying. A story cutscene now introduces the adventure. It would have been nice if this could have been skippable. More power-ups, extra levels upon completion if the player locates all-star coins, an optional hard mode, beefier music. At least I think it's punchier. The bass definitely sounds better to my ears. There are tons of tweaks. This is the version to play. Polished, clever, well-designed, beautiful new sprites that fit the source material. Well, mostly. I still have no idea why these Minecraft marshmallow schlongs are here in the caves. Joining these unique hazards, gimmicks, and characters, we have a smorgasbord of recognizable elements from across the series. Franchise favorites in familiar suits, Meow Meow, Spaceman, Penguin. A few new ones as well. Notably, this bubble power-up predated the one featured in Nintendo's own 2D Mario title. Some are better than others. This concrete thing, the cloud, not so hot. Powered up. Flood from Sunshine makes an appearance. In the original ROM hack, this was a hassle and a half to operate, but it has now been optimized. It's now an entertaining little gimmick instead of an absolute pain in the ass. Naturally, there's a limit to how long it can be used to fly around, but now that number is tacked to the player character rather than tucked away near the P at the bottom. That putrid portobello pus bucket in a jolly white diaper makes an appearance or 2 or 3 or 4, and the princess still looks like a booze-bloated cardboard cutout, but hey, nothing's perfect, am I right? There was some out-of-place attitude text in the original that has been eliminated, which is a good thing. So many ROM hacks and fan games fail when it comes to attempting to modernize or humorize timeless properties. This largely feels like a proper Mario entry, from the goofy, childish narrative to the difficulty. The majority of the game feels reasonable to play with enough leeway, meaning mean, there aren't a ton of insane spikes and challenge, and there are often a few different routes to take on the world map if a particular level seems impossible. Mostly is a term I keep using because as good as this thing is, there are still some infuriating areas. This 10th region, holy fuck, dude. Beautiful visuals, like super damn cool. Are you seeing this? I love it. The music is also extremely danceable across the board in this entire world, but okay, why do these platforms fall so fast? Beginners, traps. They should have been colored differently or drawn in a way to make them instantly identifiable to the player. Instead, some plummet, others don't, and these quick lapsing bricks are just all sorts of no thanks. Did we need these squishy star dudes from Mario 2's in the way? How can it stand, dance, bounce, and pounce on this fucking thing and I can't? It's bad enough that this is all flashing in the most distracting way possible and that it's necessary to memorize every pattern instead of being able to skillfully react my way through, but can we at least play fair? Trial and error doesn't equal good game design in a platformer such as this. Were these ghosts required? I mean, wouldn't it have been enough to focus on the disorienting disco strobe parade going on? There are so many things happening at once, too many things. Did this giant boo boss absolutely need to throw projectiles? Most of the big bads are underwhelming to the point of barely being worth a mention, so it's odd how unappealing this particular one is. For some reason, the respawn point didn't work, or maybe it was designed to throw me back to before all of the blue bomber platform traps. Either way, it looks great and it's super memorable, but screw the whole area. This is how the original felt to me as early as the second world. New Super Mario World, Super World 12, the one magical everything all at once, the first title in the Super Mario World Magic Orbs 1-2 powered up, is unquestionably better, but some of those bullshit moments still linger. Either make your Mario for Kaizo enthusiasts or for mortal humans. Don't dabble in this brand of tomfoolery this late in the game. Aside from these retina blasting spikes in difficulty, I found the majority of Orb Magic 3-2-1 Mario Super Mega 12 Mushu Pork Dumpling Terrific powered up to be fairly well balanced. We absolutely need to talk about these backgrounds. Better yet, this is a video, so why not look at them? All of that movement, so many colors, gorgeous, right? Everything pops. If I had to commend Pink Gold Peach on one thing alone, it would have to be their eye for color. Wonderfully vibrant coastal regions, sun-scorched deserts, complete with callbacks to the first handheld entry, snow-capped trees with icy grounds, atmospheric caves. Look at these underwater stages. They're more Donkey Kong Country than Super Mario World, and all the better for it. From familiar set pieces to experimental ones, the city backdrop didn't necessarily work for me, but I recognize the Jumpman reference. They managed to milk a few interesting concepts in this polluted area with a poison meter of sorts, and yeah, that's a three-eyed fish alright. Great graphical effects, lava, crystals, fog, rain. Look at this lightning. Still, nothing compares to these beautiful autumn sequences with flora stripped straight from the second title in the series on the NES. Second NES, Mario was the first to not be a Mario game at all. On the Famicom in Japan, another Mario 2 existed that was very similar to the original Mario game that released everywhere, only harder, with more difficult platforming, and also as well with the poison mushroom. Other regions received a reskin of a game called Doki Doki Panic. This is what we knew as Super Mario Bros. 2. 4 playable protagonists, including the princess who was rescued in the first and second Japanese Mario games, Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess, played on the Famicom, or wait a few years and experience it again, or for the first time on the Super Nintendo in the All-Stars collection. Would you look at these graphics? Holy cow, this one has it all. Save features, better visuals, to not mention everything would be doing YouTube wrong. Did anyone know this information? So much information. These masks from Mario 2 make an appearance, stress-inducing child trauma. If anything, they're even more aggressive. Perfect. Also, Fry Guy. Look, I know it wasn't supposed to be a mainline game in the series, but I love that second entry. Oftentimes, when ideas, mechanics, and characters from that one are shoehorned into another engine, everything goes tits up, but here in New Super 1 World Up Orbs Powered Mario the Magic 12, it all works perfectly.
Ouch! It's Fry Guy!
Fans of the third game on the NES will appreciate how many bosses, baddies, characters, backgrounds, and ideas are present here. In a lot of ways, this feels like an immediate sequel to that, rather than a rebuild of Super Mario World. That is, until you come across the 700th Chuck variant. Holy fuck, a lot of Chuck. Similar to its source, there are tons of mystery exits, branching paths, shortcuts, and secrets. This thing is packed with surprises. 12 full worlds. It'll take a while to reveal all of the goodies this game has to offer. It's remarkably packed with content, but never does it feel artificially padded just for the sake of it. Things kick off in creepy Peach manner, where there are doors locked by keys that can be found off the beaten path out in the world. Once revealed, these rooms contain paintings that teleport the character to secret areas. Clearly this is an homage to the first 3D game in the series, with a bit of Star Road from its source peppered in for good measure, but it's also a charming little addition to this fan project. A lot of heart, care, words, and chucks went into this thing. It's so densely packed and mostly consistent in quality. I don't say this lightly, it almost feels like an official Nintendo entry. Tying it all together is what I'd call a fitting soundtrack. All of the tunes work well, but most are grabbed from other games. We've got DK ditties, Mega Man jams, and Little Nemo numbers. It's all over the place. I say fitting because some themes really punch things up, but it's a bit of a scattered attempt. Sometimes a tune from a recognizable series gets distracting. Hearing a Snow Jam from the X franchise is weird to me. It seems that these were written or remade by quite a few different people, which is fine and all, but the audio levels are all out of whack. Some stages are super loud, others on the quieter side. I don't want to harp on this too much. I'm sure some nostalgia hounds will enjoy the effort. It's a pleasant listen. Serviceable, suitable, the original tunes, the unrecognizable tracks, they're fun. Oddly enough, I enjoyed the music in the 10th World the most, with their danceable bass. I just tend to get excited about a brand new fan-made game's soundtrack. It's one of the biggest draws for me. Yeah, I'm the weirdo who thinks music is a big deal. It's not something most people on this crap forum address. It's fine here. Great, even. Minecarts, you see that, that's what was missing from Mario. Minecarts and Chuck. Look at this Chuck. Chucking snowballs. How much snow can a ball chuck? Ball cuck chuck. If a snow chuck could chuck snow. Torch stuff, promised in Dark Souls 2, delivered in Super Up Chuck. Snow Orbs won the Magic Chuck. Won World 12 Mario Chuck. This is a tremendous achievement. The first wasn't bad either, and definitely worth a shot, though I'm less inclined to recommend it, especially when this superior powered up version exists. Tight gameplay, billions of suits from across the series, absolutely stunning visuals, and a whole lot of ideas make this a must-play for any 2D Super Mario fan. Bosses are weak, the music is recycled, and there is that one flashy nightmare of a world to suffer through, but at the end of the day, it doesn't get much better than this. Give it a whirly whirl. Next time on this channel, more Mario ROM hack fan game excitement. Powered up! So stay tuned.
Chalk. Pretty straightforward once you know. Chalk. Pretty straightforward once you know. Chalk.
1